Hi guys, it's Jordan again, and today we are going to read The Smartest Giant in Town by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. George was a giant, the scruffiest giant in town. He always wore the same pair of old brown sandals and the same old patched-up gown. "I wish I wasn't the scruffiest giant in town," he said sadly. But one day, George noticed a new shop full of smart clothes. So he bought a smart shirt, a smart pair of trousers, a smart belt, a smart stripy tie, some smart socks with diamonds up the side, and a pair of smart shiny shoes. "Now I'm the smartest giant in town," he said proudly. George left his old clothes behind in the shop. He was about to go home when he heard a sound. On the pavement stood a giraffe that was sniffing sadly. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's my neck," said the giraffe. "It's so very long and very cold. I wish I had a long, warm scarf." "Cheer up," said George. He took off his stripy tie. It didn't match my socks anyway. As he wound it round and round the giraffe's neck, it made a wonderful scarf. "Thank you," said the giraffe. As George strode towards home, he sang to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, but look me up and down, I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a river. On a boat stood a goat, who was bleating loudly. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's my sail," said the goat. "It blew away in a storm." "I wish I had a strong new sail for my boat." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off his new white shirt. "It kept coming untucked anyway," he said, as he tied it to the mast of the goat's boat. It made a magnificent sail. "Thank you," said the goat. George strode on, singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, my shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat, but look me up and down, I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a tiny ruined house. Beside the house stood a white mouse with lots of bay mice. They were all squeaking. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's our house," squeaked the mother mouse. "It burned down. And now we have nowhere to live. I wish we had a nice new house." "Cheer up," said George, and he took off one of his shiny shoes. "It was giving me blisters anyway," he said, as the mouse and her babies scrambled inside. The shoe made a perfect home for them. "Thank you," they squeaked. George hopped off, singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, my shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat, my shoe is a house for a little white mouse, but look me up and down, I'm the smartest giant in town." George came to a campsite. Beside a tent stood a fox, who was crying. "What's the matter?" "It's my sleeping bag," said the fox. "I dropped it in a puddle. I wish I had a warm, dry sleeping bag." "Cheer up," said George, as he took off one of his socks. "It was tickling my toes anyway." "Thank you," said the fox. George hopped on, singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe, my shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat, my shoe is a house for a little white mouse, One of my socks is a bed for a fox, but look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town. George came to a big, squelchy bog. Beside the bog stood a dog, which was howling. "What's the matter?" asked George. "It's this bog," said the dog. "I need to get across, but I keep getting stuck in the mud." "I wish there was a safe, dry path," said the dog. "Cheer up," said George, and he took off his smart new belt. "It was stuck in my tummy anyway," he said as he laid it down over the bog. "Thank you," said the dog. George hopped off, singing to himself, "My tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. My shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat. My shoe is a house for a little white mouse. My belt helped a dog who was crossing a bog. But look me up and down. I'm the smartest giant in town. But my trousers have fallen down. I'm the coldest giant in town." Suddenly, George felt sad and shivery and not at all smart. He stood on one foot and thought, "I'll have to go back to the shop and buy some more clothes." When he got there, the shop was shut, but he noticed a bag of clothes outside. "My gown! My dear old gown and sandals!" he cried. "I'm the coziest giant in town," and he danced back home along the road. Outside his front door stood all the animals he had helped. They were carrying an enormous present and card. Inside, it said, "Your tie is a scarf for a cold giraffe. Your shirt's on a boat as a sail for a goat. Your shoe is a house for a little white mouse. One of your socks is a bed for a fox. Your belt helped a dog who was crossing a bog. So here is a very fine crown to go with the sandals and gown of the kindest giant in town." The end. I hope you guys enjoyed the story and got to practice some clothing vocabulary. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.